Welcome, everyone, to the 2020 Virtual Valor Awards.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We gather tonight to honor 16 brave members of the law enforcement community. We give thanks to God for each one of them, plus our civilian honoree, and we thank God for the professions that our law enforcers have chosen, the most noble profession this world knows. Tonight we're also mindful that we can't be together in person, and it's ironic that 100 plus years ago, on this very date, October 22nd, 1918, was recorded the very first case of Spanish flu. The human race survived that pandemic, and we'll survive this one as well. In the meantime, we pray for those affected. We pray in a special way in Thanksgiving tonight again for our officers, for the normalcy and the order that they provide in the face of chaos. And we ask God's blessing upon each and every one of them, that the prayers of their families may be heard and granted for their safety, their well-being. Enjoy the evening.
Valor.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome to the 7th Annual Valor Awards. Tonight, we'll honor more than a dozen officers whose bravery and professionalism in the face of fire made our streets safer and upheld the best and most honorable traditions of the Chicago Police Department. It's a sign of these troubled times that we have so many officers to recognize tonight, and that's why it is so important that you're here with us. Before we meet our heroes, here's former Chicago Police Superintendent and Executive Director of our foundation, Phil Klein, who's joining us from Apt Electronics in Glenview.
Thank you, Ro. Good evening, and thank you for joining us here at Apt Electronics. Thank you, Ro. Good evening, and thank you for joining us here at Apt Electronics for this important event. 2020 has been quite a year, from COVID-19 to protests and riots. We at the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation are honored to be able to support the men and women of the Chicago Police Department. In April, we lost 3 veteran Chicago police officers due to complications of COVID-19. Today and every day, we honor and remember Officer Marco DeFranco, Sergeant Clifford Martin, and Officer Ronald Newman. We will never forget these officers, their families, or the sacrifice they made for this city. Tonight, as we come together from our homes, we honor and thank several individuals that have helped make the Chicago community a better place. Later this evening, we will honor Ricky Apt from Apt Electronics for his incredibly generous support of the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation and the families and officers we support. Additionally, we will honor 16 Chicago police officers that we are thankful each one of them are here tonight to accept this award. All 16 of these officers are heroes, running towards danger while others run from it. Most of these officers were shot, many returning fire. 8 were saved by their bulletproof vest, each one of them playing an important role in removing another dangerous criminal off the streets of Chicago. We are so thankful that each of these officers is with us this evening. Without the life-saving gear that they have, they may not have been. We know all too well that one shot can change an officer's life. That is why we are proud to have provided more than 11,000 bulletproof vests to Chicago police officers. Just ask Officer Jim Kurth how important his vest is. He put on his brand new vest on the morning of July 30th. He had received it just a few weeks earlier from Chicago Police Memorial Foundation's Get Behind the Vest campaign. His first day wearing it, it saved his life. Or ask Officer Nate Hollis, who was still a probationary officer when his vest took a bullet just over Officer Hollis's heart. Without a vest, we may not have been able to honor these brave officers in person this evening. We are so incredibly thankful to all our supporters and all of you for realizing the importance of providing new, updated equipment for these officers. To date, the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation has provided $14 million to Chicago police families in need. More than $3 million of that assistance has been given in 2020. While I thank you for your generous support, I ask that you continue to donate to CPMF and the work that we do. We are proud of the work we do and are honored to be able to provide this necessary assistance. On behalf of the Chicago Gold Star families and the Chicago police officers we support, thank you, God bless each of you, and God bless the Chicago Police Department. Thank you, and now Ro, back to you.
Thank you, Phil. As you heard him just say, 13 officers shot, 8 saved by their vests. So far in 2020, at least once a week, there's a verified incident of shots fired at police. Ours are legendarily dangerous streets, and this is a perilous time. And tonight, we need you more than ever. This year, we've already purchased 3,300 vests, outfitting 1 out of every 4 of our brave men and women on the street. We need your support tonight to purchase the additional 200 that'll get us to 3,500. Now, that's going to make our goal tonight $100,000 because each vest is $500. We have over 500 people watching right now across all of our platforms. If everyone were just to give $200 tonight, we'll hit our goal. In just a few minutes, we're going to meet our heroic honorees. But first, Chicago Police Superintendent David Brown and Mayor of the City of Chicago, the Honorable Lori Lightfoot.
Hello, I'm David Brown. As Superintendent of the Chicago Police Department, I want to welcome everyone to the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation's 2020 Valor Awards. Tonight, 16 Chicago police officers will be recognized for their bravery while serving our city. I want to thank these officers for their courage and commitment to public safety. I also want to thank former Superintendent Phil Klein, Chicago Police Memorial Foundation, and all of the supporters throughout the city for standing by our officers during this unprecedented time for law enforcement. I am here in the lobby of Chicago Public Safety Headquarters. Behind me is the Star Case, which memorializes the men and women of CPD who have made the ultimate sacrifice for this city. We must honor these heroes every day with our service and dedication to each other, as well as our unwavering commitment to keeping our neighborhoods safe. We will never forget. This department will never forget. Commemorating our fallen officers and supporting their families is one of our most solemn and honored traditions. But we also need to honor and recognize the officers that serve our city day in and day out. The Valor Awards honor these heroes that continue to protect our city. These are our officers that put on the uniform every day and work to make things better. To these heroes, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your steadfast commitment to this job. Despite the long days and personal sacrifices you have made throughout this summer and throughout your career, you continue to work tirelessly to protect the lives of people you don't even know. You do this without regard for your own life. Chicago police officers swear an oath to serve and protect everyone in the city. It's this same oath that pushes us to run toward danger rather than run away. Being a police officer is not a job or an occupation. It's a vocation. It's a calling. This calling reaches out to all of us. In many ways, it's this calling that defines who we are. This year, the Valor Awards honor 16 exceptional officers, but I promise you, there are more. Exceptionalism can be found on every watch and in every district throughout this city. I want to congratulate the 2020 Valor Award honorees. I know there are incredible officers just like them out there patrolling our streets right now. I am proud to serve as their superintendent.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation's Valor Awards. I first want to express my deep and profound thanks to everyone who has supported the Chicago Police Department and the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation throughout this unprecedented year. I also want to give a special thanks and congratulations to Ricky Apt of Act Electronics on receiving the Golden Vest Award. Above all, though, I'm tremendously proud to join everyone here in honoring the 16 police officers who are receiving the Chicago Valor Awards this evening. Our city's gun violence epidemic doesn't just impact our city's residents, but our officers as well. In these 16 stories, we'll see how true that is and what our officers and their loved ones put on the line every day they put on their uniform. The officers we honor tonight all hail from different backgrounds, but are bound by the shared mission of service and call to protect our fellow residents. Following generations of others who came before them that answer the call of service, sacrifice, and putting mission over self. That has been especially true this past year. Since COVID-19 first reached our city, our men and women in blue have been on the front line of our fight to keep our families and businesses safe from this pandemic. And they were there again throughout the widespread righteous protests, as well as the criminal violence we experienced throughout the summer. As your mayor, I am humbled and grateful to be part of this important event for you and your families, even if it is done remotely, as so many things are today. I want you to know that you not only deserve the admiration of our city, but our commitment to ensure that you and your fellow officers have the resources you need for better training, strong leadership, and wellness services to help navigate the challenges that you face on a daily basis. There is no higher calling than working to ensure the peace and safety of our neighborhoods. I want to thank you once again for answering the call to serve the city of Chicago and helping us lead by example as we continue to move forward together in the months and years ahead as fellow residents and neighbors for the great city we all call home. Thank you, and God bless you all, and please continue to be safe.
I was shot on the right leg on June 9th, 2020. On my way home, a guy followed me and attempted to carjack me.
That night, I was shot in the leg while we were chasing an offender who was previously wanted for brandishing a handgun.
We responded to a domestic related shots fired. I was shot in the heart.
So we were going after a known offender. We exchanged gunfire. I got hit twice and then almost bled to death.
I gave chase to the suspect in his vehicle. After a couple blocks, he exited his vehicle and began shooting at my vehicle. I was shot in my right arm and left wrist on January 29th, 2020.
We were responding to a robbery. I got shot in the head. I suffered a TBI, traumatic brain injury.
I was assisting on a domestic call in our district. I was shot in my right leg, in my femur, on August 5th, 2020.
We were conducting a search warrant, shot through the door, struck me in my top left shoulder, bullet traveled through my neck, hit my C4 vertebrae.
We were called to assist a unit on a traffic stop. The struggle ensued on the ground when we were trying to cuff him, and he ultimately was able to retrieve a firearm from his waistband and open fire on us, striking my partner and myself.
I took 2 rounds. I took 1 round to my left arm, the other round into my abdomen, which ended up piercing my colon, lung, diaphragm, and then missed my heart and spine by 2 millimeters.
I was assisting other officers with a transport. They had an offender in custody for vehicular hijacking.
As soon as he opened the back seat of the squad car to let the prisoner out, Officer Cody got shot right underneath the neck by the prisoner. I started taking fire, and then there was an exchange of gunfire that day.
I heard a lot of gunshots as I was running out. And then as I was getting closer to the actual scene, I took cover behind a tree, at which point I got hit in the left hip area.
I ran outside to better assist my officers. Unfortunately, I was shot in the shoulder back area.
An officer basically needed an assist, and myself and 2 other officers stepped up and did what we could to help.
In that situation, so much goes through your mind from the training that we receive and from my prior experience in the military. You know, things kick in that you didn't even know was there.
the training just kicks in and it just takes over pretty much, and you're just doing anything you can to protect your fellow officers.
Knowing I'm, bleeding really fast, I applied tourniquet, to my leg. I did everything I could, to stop the bleeding before I get to the hospital, so I can come back to my kids, and my wife.
And so I got damage to my voice box. I got a fractured C5, and I have a bullet in my arm with limited mobility now in my right arm.
Been through surgery. It's been a lot of pain, but I'm working through it.
No injuries at all, no bruising, no nothing. My vest did its job.
As you can see, I'm still recovering. They finally got the surgery conducted on my right ankle. My vertebrae's healing nicely.
Thankfully, I'm still here. And that is the life of a police officer. You could go out and you don't know if you're gonna make it home that day.
The hardest thing was letting my mother know the incident that happened. And the only thing you could tell her is like, Mom, please don't freak out. And of course, they freak out.
All the prayers and all the support, I'm very thankful.
We don't talk about that kind of thing, it's like an unwritten rule. You don't talk about it. So, at least I don't with my family. We're not gonna sit around and cry about things that can and cannot happen.
I still love what I do, and I still love helping the community and being there for my fellow officers.
I don't feel like a hero. I didn't feel like a hero when I got my start. I didn't feel like a hero when I was in the military. I'm just glad that everybody's okay.
I'm extremely honored.
I just did what my calling was, what my job is. My wife has quite calmly told me that I'm not a hero and to go out and mow the lawn.
I'm like any other cop on the street, just trying to do his job and trying to keep this city safe from people who want to do the exact opposite.
I'm not a hero. The 3 guys that were in the parking lot there with me, they were the heroes. They're the ones that saved my life.
I'm honored, grateful.
I don't consider myself a hero. The hero are the men and women that are not here. They're on these walls. Those are the heroes.
Tonight, we honor those 16 brave Chicago police officers who ran toward danger to protect the lives and the property of our fellow citizens. We live in such a different world than we did a year ago. It's darker, it's more dangerous, but there are people of goodwill who are working every day to make tomorrow brighter and safer. Tonight, let's be part of that solution. This is our virtual paddle raise. The bottom link on the left side of your screen right there says Paddle Raise Donate. Please click on that if you haven't done that already. Now you should be seeing our donation levels. You can give anywhere from $100 to $10,000. Remember, for those of you who can make a $500 donation, that purchases a single vest, and it keeps at least one police officer safer for the next 5 years. I'll explain that in just a moment. Most people don't realize, including some of our officers, unfortunately, that bulletproof vests expire every 5 years. And the new version that we started distributing in January gives expanded flank protection on the side and is lighter and far more wearable in any weather condition. It also surprises many people that Chicago police are required to purchase their own vests. So that's why we're here tonight. That's why we're counting on you, our friends and our supporters, to help protect the men and women who protect you. Your generous donations have given us the ability over the last decade to outfit all of our officers with our first generation vests. That's right, about 13,000. And after tonight, we're going to be 1/3 of the way to outfitting our officers with these next generation vests. Now, you can see right here, as money is starting to come in, we just opened this board up a few seconds ago. And Nicholas Baker is our first, so thank you very much, Nicholas Baker. Let me just explain a little bit about why this is so important. Now, you think about bulletproof vests and you think, okay, well, I see police officers or military wearing them all the time and they must be handed to them. Well, as I said, they're not. They have to buy them on their own. There's a lot of complicated, as you could possibly imagine, political reasons for that. But the vests, as I mentioned, expire after 5 years. They either hang in a locker and then all of that protective material starts to move down and away from the very vital areas around the head, neck, and then around the heart. There is also heat and sweat and the simple wear and tear of about 10,000 hours before those vests expire. We have 46 Chicago police officers, 46, almost 50 police officers whose lives have been saved since the department mandated those vests by those vests. And we honor some of those here tonight. You saw that in the public service announcement at the top of the show. Tonight, we have a very special match as well, as we're at $4,800 now, thanks to James Kavanaugh. Brian Flanagan, a CPMF advisory board member, is going to match the first $5,000 donations under $500, which means if you give $100, you're actually giving $200. If you're buying one vest for $500, you're buying two vests for $500. And so on, and so on, and so on. So as we start to raise the money here, $7,400 we're up to. Again, tonight, and we want to thank Lori Healy, who's also a board member of ours, for her generous donation and her time as well that she spends with us to try to help keep these police officers safe so they can keep you safe. Now, we're going to have this open all night long. You can continue to give donations. You can get your friends to donate. Please reach out to them. Tell them about this site. Send them a link to this site. And through the rest of the evening, we're going to continue to raise the money. We are trying to get to $100,000. That would be 200 vests. That's very important. $100,000, 200 vests. It's $500 a vest. So think about this now. As you are driving through the streets of Chicago, you see police officers on the street or perhaps in their cars, and you think about those vests that they're wearing. And you may have bought that vest for that officer. And one of the other things that we do here at the Foundation over the last year, because of all the trouble that there has been in the city of Chicago and on the streets of the nation, we do ask people to thank police officers when they see them for their duty. Now, I know there's a lot of politics in this, and I know there are a lot of people who have varying feelings about the way that police conduct their business. But in the main, 365 days out of every year, 24 hours a day, those Chicago police men and women are out on the street. They are there protecting you. And 99.9% of them are doing it the right way at the right time. It's a very important moment in American history. It is a very important moment in Chicago history. We need to continue to protect these fine folks. So again, that button right down there to your left, donate. Please give generously, give whatever you can. If everybody gave $200 right now, we would hit our goal. Right now. If you can give $10, give $10. You can give $50, $100, whatever it is. $500 buys a vest, remember that. And then remember that feeling that you're going to have, because for the next 5 years, that vest will be on the street. And that vest will be protecting a police officer, a man or woman, dad, mother, daughter, son. You know how dangerous this is. You saw it in that video. So that is a very, very big, that's a very big moment for us. This has been a very big moment for us this year. If we can just find our way to get to those 3,500 vests tonight in total, because that's all we need. We only need 200 more. 3,300 have already been purchased this year. If we can get to 200 more vests tonight, that's going to meet our goal for this year, because it will outfit about 1/4 of the entire police department and about 1/3 of those who are actively on the street, because it does go in that order as they are distributed based on where their duty is and how much they're actually wearing the vest. And obviously patrolmen and women and sergeants and everybody else who's out there, including commanders, as we now tragically have learned, need to have those vests, because you never know what you're going to encounter, whether they're even going to a meeting as opposed to being on a street. At the most unexpected moment, danger lurks around the corners of these streets, and you can help right now. So we're at $15,225. We've actually, thank you to Brian Flanagan again for the match. We have maxed out our match. And as I said, we're going to keep this website up all night long. So continue to, if you're watching this live, as we're doing it right now, or perhaps we started this at 7 o'clock Chicago time tonight, maybe you're watching this 2 hours from now, please give generously. And remember how important this is. And just think about everything that we have been through in the year 2020, whether it's COVID or the unrest of the summer. Think about those images you saw, those police officers getting pelted with bottles and sticks. Think about the good work that the police officers did in terms of trying to keep people safe, even protesters who at times were pretty aggressive toward the police officers, verbally if not physically. It's a very hard year. You can help. I know you're being stretched in a lot of different directions, but this is our moment. So click, donate. Once again, I'll just remind you before we move on to the rest of our show, Richard Marks is coming up here in just a moment with a very special tribute to our police officers. $100, $200, $500 buys a vest, and anything over that, my friends, is greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Now, once again, here is Chicago Police Memorial Foundation Executive Director Phil Klein to bestow our civilian award, the Golden Vest.
The work we do would not be possible without the commitment and generosity of so many. We will always be incredibly grateful to all who answer our call for help and support of our Chicago police family. 3 years ago, we created the Golden Vest Award, meant to honor a civilian for their support of the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation's mission. This year's recipient of the Golden Vest Award is Mr. Ricky Apt. You may have heard of Apt Electronics. Founded in 1936 as a small radio store in the Logan Square neighborhood. Now, a retail megastore located in Glenview. Vice President Ricky Apt is a generous supporter of the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation. Ricky does all that he does without recognition. He supports various CPMF events and always introduces new donors to us. However, it is what he does without hesitation and acknowledgement that makes him incredible. A few years ago, just weeks after an officer was killed in the line of duty, the widow needed a new dishwasher. Ricky not only sent out his team to measure and replace the dishwasher, he outfitted her and their kids with a variety of new items. Last year, when an officer was shot and would be homebound for weeks, Ricky heard about it and sent a big screen TV to the officer's house, had the team install it in the officer's bedroom, all for free of charge, to ensure the officer was comfortable while resting. We know there are more stories. We know that Ricky would rather give quietly than make it known. But we knew that support Ricky officers CPMF should be known. And that's why I'm so proud and honored to introduce this year's Chicago Police Memorial Foundation Golden Vest Award recipient, Mr. Ricky Apt. Ricky, congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much, Phil. I truly appreciate you and the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation coming out here to Apt, and I'm proud to be aligned with the foundation and the Chicago Police. I would also like to thank my good friend Eddie Yoshimura, who recently retired after 30 years from the CPD. He is the one who introduced me to Superintendent Klein, Rick Maher, and others within the foundation. I've always been a wannabe police officer, and I'm grateful for what the cops do every day. Fire and military guys and gals too. This honor really goes to those who are out on the streets and public every day looking out for us civilians, and especially to the individuals that have lost their lives doing this job. Thanks again.
But here's the moment we have all been waiting for. We've had an amazing night tonight. We've raised a lot of money. We bought a lot of vests for Chicago police men and women. Our goal of getting over 3,500 has been accomplished. And thank you so much to everybody who donated and took part in this. I want to introduce you to my friend and an international music sensation for 3 decades, over 30 million records sold. He's got a new record coming out, as a matter of fact, right now. Richard Marks, originally from Chicago. And Richard, thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for everything that you've done. We've done a lot of charity stuff together, and it's really an honor to have you as part of this.
Buddy, anytime, and especially I'm really happy and proud to be a part of honoring these officers for their service and incredible bravery.
All right, we had a lot this year who got caught in the line of fire, and it's just an amazing story. So go ahead, take it away, lead us out.
I'm just gonna do a little snippet of this and dedicate it to all you guys out there, and stay safe, and you are really, truly heroes. Oceans apart, day after day, and I slowly go insane. I
hear your voice on the line, but it doesn't stop the pain. If I see you next to never, how can we say forever? Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, or how my heart breaks, I will be right here waiting for you.
Thank you, Richard Marx, international music sensation and former Chicagoan. Tonight, we're going to raise $100,000 for the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation Get Behind the Vest program. We've been talking about it, and as you've heard all of the stories. Here are the stories of our 16 recipients of the Valor Award, officers who are recipients of the Valor Award tonight. So much violence this year in the city of Chicago, and it has come to the doorstep of those who are set here to protect us. We have had 8 police officers this year shot in their vests, just this year. I said a little bit earlier on, and just remember this, once a week there is a verified shots fired at police call, whether it hits the car, goes past them, they're on the street, wherever they happen to be. This is a very dangerous time. This is a very dangerous town. We know this, but we can make a difference. And I know a lot of people put their hands up and they think, oh, well, what can I do? Here's something you can do. We have another match in play right now for you. An anonymous donor has just given us $10,000, which will match any donation up to $1,000. So, as I mentioned before, vests are $500 a piece. If you buy one vest tonight for a Chicago police officer, you actually are buying 2 for that officer and their partner. If you can just give $100, because that's the minimum that we've got on our website right now, that's $200. This is the time to do that. An anonymous donor, and thank you whoever you are, and I understand that you understand, we all understand that you understand what we're going through right here, and this moment, and why it is so important that we do what we do. So, what I'm asking right now is to hit that button down there, that click donate button, and give what you can, because it's really important. We want to make sure that, like those 8 Chicago police officers, and you saw some of those in that video and in the PSA before, you saw 3 of them, and these stories are stark. They are unbelievable. You've got police officers who are going into homes and they're just taking a report. That in one of these particular cases, police officer taking a report, got his pen in his hand, he's writing down the information. He looks up and his instincts tell him something is going on, because secreted behind a wall in a hallway, he realizes that one of the children in the house, a child in the house, a 10-year-old in the house, saw the armed suspect in the house and ran out the door. That's when the police officer got everybody to get out of the door, to get out of the home, pulled out his service weapon, stepped into the hallway and took fire. Got hit twice in the chest, right over his heart. He was able to return fire. He actually got blown back onto a couch, luckily, and then bounced right back up. Returned fire, was in and out of the hospital that night. That's because of donations like yours. That $500 that somebody spent to buy that vest saved that young man's life. And in his first months on the job. It's an incredible story. And it's a story that's told over and over and over again. We need your help tonight. That's what we're asking for. So whatever you can give, up to $1,000, will be matched right now. It will be doubled. And if you can give more than $1,000, if you can give $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, that's our maximum. God bless you. We thank you. The men and women of the Chicago Police Department thank you. The city thanks you. And as you could see tonight, this isn't just about the Chicago Police Department. This is about our city. You saw city leaders talking about this tonight. We're all in agreement. We need to keep Chicago police officers safe. There are 13,000 sworn police officers on the street at any given time. At any given time, actually, there's a couple thousand, but throughout the year, there's 13,000 who hit the street at some point or another. That is a big number. And those people every night, they have families, they've got parents, they've got kids, they've got spouses, they've got best friends, and they want to come home every night to those people. Let's give them a chance. So whether it's $100 or $10,000, whatever you can give, hit that click donate button and help us out. And right now we're up to $20,000 in live auctions, and Alexandra Kaminsky is our latest contributor. Thank you very much, Alexandra. And thanks to everybody who is watching us right now. And thanks to everybody whether you support whichever political party, whatever you happen to think is the right way to move forward, we have to think about the now, not the future. We have to think about what's going to happen tonight on the streets of Chicago. And especially as we're getting into another turn here of the COVID pandemic, we need to keep our police officers safe on so many levels. This is an important way that you can help. So, once again, the click donate button is down there, left side of the screen. Go ahead, use it, whatever you can give. $100, $200, $500 buys a vest, $10,000 makes our day. On behalf of the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation, I'm Ro Khan, and I want to thank Phil Klein and Ricky Apt and Apt Electronics, who have been incredible supporters of ours. And congratulations to him, and again, honoring those 16 Valor Award recipients from the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation. Thank you, and good night.